Hello, Flight Simulator fans. Welcome back to the channel. You guessed it, we're back in X-Plane 12. We're going to be doing a lot of X-Plane since it just came out. Don't worry, you Aerofly fans. I'll be getting back into that soon enough. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at our flight today. This is going to be a very short but good familiarization flight for the 737-800. Now, not that I'm a perfect guy. If you watch my channel, you know I'm kind of not a procedure guy. I'm not a real pilot in real life, so we just kind of get it done here on the channel, and we do fly point to point. So we get it done, and we have fun while we're doing it. And we're going to fly the 737-800 in the Ryanair livery today. We're going to go out of John Glenn International, and I think that the winds right now are very calm. I want to take off on 10 right. So let's see, what do we got here? How about we do Lane Aviation Jet for our parking spot? That sounds good. Even though we're a Ryanair, you know, that's fine. We've got the real weather download to on, so let's take a look at that. As you can see, it's very light, very light. I would like to be able to set this to only update like once every 60 minutes or something. Although I didn't have too much of a trial. I have done a test flight just to make sure that I knew what I was doing with this plane, and so far it's pretty good, I think. Now, one thing to notice about this, if we go into the weight and balance, you can see I've only got 2 hours of flight time set. Now, the flight itself is about an hour and 15 minutes. I'll show you that here in just a second, but I was a little shocked that with all of this fuel, I mean, the left and right tanks are full, and we only get 2 hours of flight time at normal cruise. That doesn't seem quite right. So I don't know about that. I'm not going to worry about it. I think we're going to be fine. Let's take a look at our flight today. And this is our flight. So we're, this is Sky Vector, and this is their. I was just Googling how to step through a flight plan in the 737. I don't know how to do it. This is very interesting here in Columbus. We have a VIP flight restrictions. Surface to 18,000 feet. We'll be live in 10 hours. So I don't know who's coming here, but they're going to mess up everything for you pilots. I apologize for that. Please don't hold that against Programmer Airlines. We had nothing to do with it. But anyway, this is a route that they had, and we're going to enter this into the FMS and fly it and, do the whole thing here. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead. I'll get into the sim, and I'll join you on the flight deck. And here we are. We have arrived at our plane, and this is more of a transportation flight. We're just going to be transporting this aircraft up to Cleveland so that it can resume its normal picking up everybody and making flights throughout the day. So let's go ahead and hop right in. Let's get right into it here. This is what we do around here. And as you can see, we don't have any ground power at this particular location. Otherwise, this would be loaded up. So we're going to have to use our fuel a little bit to run the APU and kind of get us going. So let's go ahead and get the APU started. We switch on the battery up here. And then we come down here and we kind of hit that to that on position. Then hold it down until we see that little gauge right above there start to spin up. And there it goes. It's starting. The APU is now starting. So this is good. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to be a little bit quick here. So if this is a familiarization flight for you, in other words, you're new to this aircraft, just try to follow along. Fuel pumps first. That's what I like to do. Hit the yaw damper on. This is very, very necessary. Although it doesn't look like it's going to work until we get things going, or at least we get these hydraulics powered. So not sure exactly how that goes. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go ahead and we're going to have the window heats start warming up the windows, making sure that those are going to be okay when we take off. And let's get down to the FMS because we have, how come we can't do that? Oh, we're not on the bus yet, duh. Oh, that's off, sorry. Okay, there we go. All right, and we're going to bring this up on screen so that we can do this a little bit easier. So, very, very good. Let's go ahead and let's go to the flight plan page, and we are Already messing up. KCMH. That's John Glenn International. And KCLE, which is Cleveland Hopkins International. I'm John Glenn International, just in case I said that wrong. And let's go ahead and go KCLE. Now, don't worry about setting anything else. We can enter a flight number, and we will do that. We'll say we are PRG 420. Okay, let's go ahead and choose our departure and arrival. This is going to set up our flight plan for us so that we can add the waypoints from SkyVector in here. So we're going to take off runway 10 right. This is the long one. We're not worried about any SIDS here. Pretty limited SIDS anyway. And we're going to go back to the departure and arrival index, and we're going to fly the ILS 6 right approach here. And we'll use this rush transition. Again, you can see that on SkyVector. So that's where I'm getting that information. I'm just kind of ignoring the stars. You can look at those all you want. I mean, there's more proper, I'm sure, to be doing that. But hey, it is what it is. This Programmer Airlines right here. So now our VIA is filled in for us, and we have a thing here. So if we go to the legs page, you can see we've got our arrival here. This is our transition point. But we have discontinuities, and we have some steps to do before we get to rush. So let's enter P0 MCT. Okay, that one's good. Let's enter now Getty Lee. Getty, there we go. And then we're going to use Rollin. ROLLN. Very good. Now you want to use your next page and check everything to make sure you get all of your discontinuities. Now when you have a discontinuity, you just select the line select key below it and then move it up to that, and then make sure you hit execute. That way it actually does it. Now I'm kind of missing on this plane. Okay, go away. I'm kind of missing how to, I mean, there's a plan view here, but I don't see how to step through it through the legs page, which I think it's supposed to do. Oh, look at that. Well, this is easy. Disregard that, okay? I don't know. I saw leg wind, and I didn't know what that was. So there's our alternate, just in case we have to, missed approach. So let's go ahead and... Okay, moves us right back to the beginning. So let's just do another check now that we know what that does. So we're going to go to runway 10, and then we're going to hit that. That looks like a nice clean transition. We got a sharp bank here, so we'll have to make sure our bank angle is maxed out. This plane yells at you if you use the banked out max angle or bank angle. And then we land, and if we happen to miss, we go to kneel. Hold at kneel, and that looks good to me. So that's great to find out. Now let's switch back to the map mode. We can close this here, and let's turn off our, let's see, what do we got? We need to turn off waypoint and that, and let's zoom out a little bit. And we don't see our flight plan because it's kind of the other direction, so no big deal. We're going to go ahead and get a pushback going because we are not going to start up right next to the building here. I did maximally, I did crazy reduce my sensitivity on my rudders if you were watching my previous videos. We also want to get an altimeter setting here. What is our 124.6? So let's dial that in, 124.60. And it might take a second for it to come on because in actuality you may, it repeats every so often. So you kind of have to catch it when it runs. Let's go ahead. Oh, you know what? We don't need a pushback. We're good to go. Okay, well, we're just going to start then. Let's get some, what do we got? We got a...
International information, November 16:35, Zulu, arriving, runways, 10 right, 10
Sweet.
left, departing, runways, 10 right, 10 left, weather, wind, light, and variable, visibility, 8 miles, sky clear, temperature, 18, dew point, 15, altimeter, 2994, Advise on initial contact you have. Information. November.
29094, we are good to go. Oh, we'll just swap that over now. Now, we do have an issue with Cleveland Hopkins International. It's an international airport. But the D8 is 127.85, and in my test flights, that never activated. and on the SkyVector, it says there's some ATIS at BKL. We could try that. Let's try that. Let's try to dial that in. Let's change this one so we don't have to hear it again. Let's go 125.25. We'll try this one. This is Burke Lakefront, which is actually not too far. I mean, it's right there by Cleveland, so it would be valid for getting us at least the altimeter setting. Okay, parking brake. Nope, sorry, parking brake set. We need to hop over to the other side of the panel here. I haven't set up my panel views yet. Oh, let's do our pressurization stuff here. Our landing altitude is 800 feet. So we'll dial that in. And our cruise is going to be 10,000. All right, good to go there. We're going to hit our APU bleed to on. You can see we had some pressure come up there, so that's good. And now we'll shift 9 to kind of get back to this position here. And let's go ahead and set. Now this switch, it's automatically set to both. You can't switch it. So we go to the GND, or I think it's ground, and we put in fuel. And hopefully we start to see that come up. Oh, yeah, it's coming alive. It's coming alive. Oops. I thought that was the right view. Very good. That one's coming up. And this side is now ready, the left side. So let's go ahead and hit that. Oh, that's turning it off. We'll turn it on. There we go. And we notice we've got our start valves and everything here closed. This has automatically switched back to auto, so that's the right thing for that to happen. We'll start engine 2 now. Remembering, of course, that we are on the APU and we're burning fuel, but I think we have more than enough to make this little flight. Okay, engine's coming up. One thing that's a little bit limiting about this FMS is you don't really set, climb. There are some parameters here. Cruising altitude, I guess we'll enter 10,000, not 1,000, 10,000. That's good. What's the next page got? I mean, I'm not really worried about using VNav. Yeah, descent, this is fine, whatever. You don't set your flaps or anything like that. RadNav, let's check I think I have this set for my test flight still, so this is good. 058 degrees, 111.90. That's good. Now, keep in mind, you have 4 autopilots on this freaking thing. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? But we're only going to use one. Let's go ahead and let's get off of the APU, basically. Okay, the APU is, technically we are off the APU. Let's take a look at our panel here. We'll get some air circulating for our, we'll get the packs on. We'll turn the APU bleed off. And we'll get the left pack and the right pack set to auto. And here's the hydraulic pumps. We'll go ahead and set that. We got standby power. We just kind of need to close that guy. Let's hit that yaw damper. Don't forget that. That's kind of easy to forget. And everything else is looking pretty good. So we got our flight plan entered. Engines are running. Let's set up our, this is kind of wonky for me. I haven't quite figured out how, normally you would just set all this up and, arm your auto thrust. And I think this is your auto throttle on off, but there's a tiny little button under here. Let me see if I can see it. Right there. And I think that's your toga button, which kind of sucks because I can't seem to find the right setting in the control mappings to map that. Yeah, so anyway, I think the runway heading, we're going to set it to, well, let's go. Oh, let's not max out the bank angle just yet. Like I said, it starts yelling at you if you have a crazy bank angle. And honestly, if you can set it, it shouldn't complain at you for it. But I guess the programming might be taking it kind of off course. So let's go ahead and set 10,000 feet as our cruise. Not 8,000, 10,000. Not 10,100, 10,000. We'll switch into heading hold mode. And we'll just let it capture the altitude. No problem there. So flight directors on both sides, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. And let's see. We're going to set flaps 5 for departure. We'll go ahead and set the auto brake to RTO. Let's get our taxi lights. Let's make sure first that our passengers, again, there's no passengers on board for this flight, so we're going to keep it fairly simple. But we want to try to act like, we are flying people. All right, we got taxi lights on. I'm going to turn on all of our other lights because I love to be flashy. Programmer Airlines. And I think we're ready to taxi. Let's just take a quick look at our map. Make sure we know where we are. So here's 10 right. So we're just going to kind of go straight and we'll take a left, cut over to the bigger taxiway and jam on down. That's pretty easy. We can't mess that up, right? Cross his fingers. It's interesting we're at jet parking, but wow, am I seeing a lot of Cessnas. We might even try to go out there, although we are mighty close to this freaking building. So we might have to go up and around. We'll have to see how that's going to work out. I'm not quite sure how we're going to pull this off just yet. All right, let's get rid of this. Programmer Airlines. Like and subscribe. And I did map thrust reversers. I'm using the Velocity 1 flight yoke and throttle quadrant for today's flight. And like I said, I did dramatically reduce my sensitivities on the rudder. I think it's at 40% there's like various settings for the sensitivity. Luckily, you don't have to add a response curve or anything like that. Okay, we're going to clear the building, no problem. So let's go ahead and we'll cut over onto this one, onto this taxiway so that we don't have to worry about jacking up those Cessnas. Sweet. That plane's a little bit strange when it comes to the ground friction. Sometimes you can really get it stopped, and you've got, I don't know. I think I might have been on a hill. I was taxiing from the other side of the airport. And it really seemed like we hit a hill, and the plane just would not. It did not want to keep moving forward. Like I said, I had to put in 40% N1 to get it to go. I was like, holy mackerel. Now, normally if you do that, you're going to be flying down the runway. Whoa, this is a beautiful aircraft, isn't it? Very nice. And again, with those rudder sensitivities reduced, it's a pleasure. It is a joy to taxi. Oh, wrong way. I keep forgetting when I'm looking at it from the front, it's backwards. I just like to give you guys a nice view. See? See how nice I am? See how awesome Programmer Airlines is? And why you should like and subscribe. Now, I think there's 2 levels of taxiway here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so let's go ahead and we'll cut over. Now I stopped the plane, so I'll just put in some juice here. We'll get it moving again. I'll tell you, it is good to be back in X-Plane. This is a great sim, and it does feel different. I love the skybox colors, like they really sorted that out nicely. It was kind of like a weird haze in X-Plane 11, and I don't know. It's not so much that it was objectionable as I don't know. It just didn't look and feel right. Like you could, you just be flying and everything was fine because you were just flying, but if you were particular about it, I understand how it could bother you. And this one doesn't seem to have that problem. It's got very nice colors, nice haze and visibility. And, we're going to see it all on display right here. So let's make sure we're set up to take off. We got flaps set to 5. We have our speed set, our altitude set, our initial heading. That's the runway heading, but the flight plan almost takes us down that same heading. So that's fine there. I think we're pretty well ready to go. As soon as we get over there, we'll turn off our taxi lights, turn on the landing lights, and we'll be ready to rock and roll right on out of here on our way to Cleveland Hopkins International. I'm enjoying a Lime-A-Rita tonight. It's a great big one. 25 fluid ounces. It's a giant can. It was only $2.09. I said, whoa, drink it on a budget right now. That'll work for Programmer Airlines. We do everything on the cheap. Very nice. Very smooth. We are coming up on runway 10 right. And our ultimate takeoff. Now, this is where it gets a little weird because, like I said, in the past, in my test flight anyway, I did not notice that little toga button on the throttle. I saw the one on the side, but this one turns it on and off. Turns your auto throttle on and off. So if you had that mapped onto your controller, you could use that instead of reaching up here to hit this as you're landing and you want to cut off the auto throttle and bring everything back a little bit. Oh, let's take it easy here. All right, we'll cut across. Cutting across. Look at these mad taxi skills. This is where you come to get quality education about how you're supposed to do things. Programmer Airlines. Like and subscribe. And here we go. We are transitioning onto 10 right. Oh, yeah. I admit, I think the runway looks better than it does in Flight Simulator. I mean, I love Flight Simulator. It's a beautiful sim, right? But, I mean, this is not bad. This is not bad. All right, so you can see our runway heading is perfectly set at 101 degrees. And let's see if I can get to this button. I can't tell what that's doing. See, I think it should be a pointer if it's seeing it, and so I don't think it is. And like I said, I wish I could find the key command to bind this to. Boy, look at that. I even have to get... So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to hit this. There it goes. Shift 9. There we go. Throttle's coming up. And we are about to be out of here. Oh, it's so much nicer having those rudder pedals fixed. I don't feel like I have to immediately go out and buy new rudder pedals. And airspeed's 100 knots. Okay, there's no V-speeds to set in the FMS either, so I'm going to pull back right about now. And we've got positive rate, so gear up. Let's fly those needles. Okay, I should have pre-selected LNAV mode. We're 400 feet up. Let's go ahead and engage the autopilot. Wow, nice vicious bank there. But we are climbing on out. All right, we're about 1,000 feet up. I'm going to pick up the speed here. Yeah, we could be at flaps 5 at 250 knots. So we are doing just fine as far as that goes. Air autopilot's engaged. We are climbing up to 10,000 feet. And we're going to hold tight at about 190. And, you know, here we go. We're just enjoying things. Oh, I didn't turn on my landing lights. Or my takeoff lights, my landing lights. Yeah, I should have did that. Now that we're in the air, I'm going to cut off the APU. I think we're A-OK for the moment. Overhead looking good. We are en route. Let's take a look outside the airplane. Oh man, that's a loud beast outside. She's a loud beastie out there. Oh, that is beautiful. Smell you later, Columbus. Been very good. Very good indeed. And we can take that range out a little bit. And it's, oh, let's go back to our legs page. I should have had that set already. You can kind of see here by a whoosh, we need to be 210 and 6,000, which is plenty of time. We got 21 miles from Rollin, so we'll probably start doing the slowdown thing at Rollin. And then, you know, get down to 6,000 feet. And then I'll even go down to 5,000. No, we'll do 4,000. I think if we look at the next page, it will be 4,000 feet. And so then we'll be able to intercept the localizer and go from there. And but right now, yeah, we are sitting pretty. Everything is going swimmingly. It's kind of interesting. We've got it set to 190, but I don't think it likes to climb. It likes to climb as fast as it can, I guess. So it's not even going to honor that. It's just going to keep it right in there. And we could do speed, probably. Like, maybe that's what we're supposed to do, as a matter of fact. I wonder if at this point that's what we're supposed to do. I think maybe you do the N1 when you hit that, you know, that toga button. Let's make sure we're set to max bank. Listen to the bank angle complain. This is not even a sharp turn. It's going to go bank angle. Bank angle. Boy, thank goodness we're coming up on... yeah, because it does not want to climb less than, you know, like it wants to climb max. I thought it would be taking care of our speed here. Auto thrust is still engaged, so I think we're doing everything right. Engines are, what is that, 90? 92? This is where it feels like it should be going, it should be faster. Whoa, 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 whoa. We are blowing right through it. Hold on. Level change, level change. Yeah, I was worried about that because I didn't have anything set. I should have probably either done level change on takeoff or still getting kind of familiar with this plane, so apologize if that kind of threw you for a loop. That might mess you up if you're not careful. All right, let's get this speed up. Let's get this speed up 190. You know what? We're at 10,000 feet. So we're going up to 250, and we'll go faster from there. I don't understand why it's still climbing. Seems like the autopilot's a little slow. Like maybe it's been drinking a little bit. Our fuel is looking okay. I mean, we'll be at cruise here before long, but our center tank isn't even low. So we'll have to remember when we see the fuel pressure low or it gets down low, we're going to shut off the center fuel pump. There won't be any fuel in there. Let's go ahead and bring the flaps up. Maybe that's why it was working so hard, because I had the flaps on. I mean, it does give you extra lift, but it also provides extra drag. Let's go ahead and jam this up to we'll go 290. How about that? How's that for speed? I have the need for speed. Okay, I won't do that again. I apologize. Please like and subscribe, even in spite of that. Very good. We are set up. We're in cruise. Just taking it easy. The entire flight was not very long, so we got our thrust reversers mapped for landing, so that'll be easy. We'll set the auto braking, and I did figure out how to arm the speed brakes in this one. It's a little bit strange because it feels like you're going to engage it, but if you just lift up and kind of... No, it goes back down. There it goes. And it'll tell you here, speed brake armed, right? Now, we don't need to do that right now. That's for when we land. But just so you know, it's a little... doesn't feel very positive, and it feels like you might be engaging the air brake. Yes, look what we did. Beautiful, beautiful sky, beautiful colors. Very nicely done. We're going to have to find a hardcore sim. That Rotate MD82, man. Oh, is that looking tempting? But it's $83.99 or something like that. Now, it is... I think that I've read that the X-Plane 11 aircraft work flawlessly in X-Plane 12, or at least some of them. I'm sure all of them don't, but most of them, I've seen comments on the Reddit, the X-Plane subreddit, saying that they work great. So that's very impressive and handy if you have add-on aircraft for X-Plane 11 and you want to use them in X-Plane 12. Looks like they'll just work. Here we go. Listen to the complaining. See? It only does it once, but still. All right. Yeah, as soon as we level out here, we'll go ahead and tell our virtual passengers who don't exist. Oh, we can turn off the taxi lights. That they can move about the cabin. I think I had it set to auto, so it might even do that automatically, but I like to hear the satisfying bing. That's really why I fly flight simulators. Oh, we are doing awesome. This is good. Now all we got to do is land this baby. Again, I'm a little concerned that we're not getting ATIS from, like, Cleveland Hopkins International somehow does not have an ATIS. I mean, how is that possible? Let me check the airport diagram here. Rotate clockwise, zoom in. D-ATIS arrival 127.85. I'm telling you, I had that set. It does not come in. 127.85. Okay, let's see. Let's do our minimums. Let's set 200. Wow. Is it really going up in increments of 1? All right, set decision height at 200. Other than that, we are good. We are good. Let's just take a look here. So once we hit Rollin, we've got to start slowing down. So I know it seems like, oh, this is going slow, but really, like it kind of gets crazy, right? You got to really, oh, look, nice top of descent marker. Did not notice that in my test flight. I don't think that was there. Interesting. That's about where I would start it. But I'll probably descend right at Rollin, down to 6,000, and we'll just maintain speed. So, you know, we want to try to be as efficient as possible. Yeah, we don't have any low pressure lights yet. Our center tank is starting to run a little. It's getting down there. It's getting down there. But I think it's like 0.2 or 0.3 that it starts to kick on. And thank you very much for joining me on today's flight. Hope you enjoy it. And as for the weekend, I'm not sure if I'm going to get a stream in this weekend or not. Kind of depends on what happens tomorrow. Like, I know Sunday, I'm on vacation. Oh, tomorrow's our last day of work. I'm so relieved. I haven't had a week off in, shoot, I think it was May I might have taken a week off. So it's been a few months. I got a pretty high-stress job. So taking a break is going to be nice. And I just got to get through one more day of work, and it's going to be rough. You know how it is. Everybody wants to throw stuff at you the day before you leave just to make sure they get as much out of you before you go as possible. So that'll be good. My stepmom's birthday is next week, and I'll be camping. So I'm going to go see my dad and stepmom tomorrow night. That'll be good. We'll get some dinner, maybe some pizza catered in or something like that. And we'll just enjoy relaxing a little bit. Got her a couple of gifts. So that'll be fun for her. Excuse me. And then I go camping on Sunday. So Saturday, I'm not sure what my plans are. I think Saturday I might be free. And if so, I'll probably do multiple streams. I'll probably do an X-Plane stream and an Aerofly stream. I love my Aerofly fans. I love Aerofly. So just because X-Plane 12 is on the scene, don't think we're done with Aerofly. We are not. We'll be having some fun in that. In fact, I was thinking about a New York to Miami trip. So that could be interesting because I've never flown into Miami from an Aerofly. And there's a whole lot of undetailed terrain between New York and... So it'll kind of depend on the miles. That's a lot of miles. But on that East Coast, I don't think there's anything you can really do about it. So, be a long flight, but I'm sure it'll be enjoyable. Yeah, if we were going further, we'd climb up to a higher altitude, but I'm already excited for the landing. I think this is going to go good. Now, I'll admit, it does start to go pretty quick towards the end, so if you're watching this and you're, trying to learn how to fly the plane, be aware there's a lot of slowing down, getting flaps engaged. You kind of want to be familiar, and believe me, I'm not super familiar. I know a few of them, but you want to know your flap limits. So basically what we need to know is 25... There's Bank Angle complaining again. Captain Bank Angle here. Although that was pretty violent. And if you don't have that maximum, for these small turns, you can back it off one notch and it'll turn comfortably. For this last turn up here, whoops. This is a 90-degree turn. So even going into Vorloke mode, it tends to capture it early and come in on more of a 45. You want to have that bank angle set. Otherwise, it's set to max. Otherwise, it's going to fly right past it. Again, I got this flight off of SkyVector, so apparently people do it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think it's going to go good. It's just that it goes fast, and I don't want anybody to be like, "Oh, what's happening? I'm trying to learn, and it's going too fast." You just got to kind of do it a couple times, and it'll stick for you. Weather. I wonder. What's our weather radar here? We got a weather radar down here? Oh. Programmer Airlines. We got a weather radar? What's this panel over here? I don't even think I've ever seen this. Oh, ground proximity warning system. Okay, does not appear to be active. And these are your brightness controls, so if we're flying at night, you can turn those up or down. And we'll begin our descent probably a little bit before this. You guys know me, I like to get ahead of the curve. Again, we need to be 210 by rush. So, slowing down from 290 can take a minute. But below 250, remember, we can go up to flaps 5. So that's 1, 2, 5. We can drop 3 notches of flaps to give us some additional drag. Help us out a little bit. Oh crap, I still have wood for the camping trip in the back of the truck. Yeah, I like to go I buy this packaged wood from a gas station nearby. Splits real easy, burns real nice. I like to get 3 or 4 bundles. It went up to $8 a bundle. Oh my god. Everything is getting so expensive. I mean, I'm sure everybody in the world's dealing with it, but here in America, we're not used to that. We're used to low prices, everything being available all the time, and it's like everything is closed. It doesn't matter if you have money. You want to give money to a business to do something for you? Don't matter. They won't take it because they don't have the people to do the job 9 times out of 10. Things are so upside down right now. It just feels like a weird time in history to kind of be going through all of this. Bizarre. It's bizarre. All right, let's go ahead and dial in 6,000. We're not going to set it just yet, but that's going to be our first flight level change. I'm not waiting until then. I'll let it get a little closer. I know you guys are probably like, just let it get closer, programmer. You're not going to overfly it. It's going to be fine. See, without that bank angle set to max, it doesn't complain at you, and it still makes a pretty sharp turn. But it's not as sharp as if you had bank angle set. And we're going to need that on that turn to final. But yeah, this goes fast. I mean, we're already 10 miles from the top of descent. So we'll let our virtual people walk around the cabin a little bit longer. And okay, we've got low pressure on the center tank, 0.83. So you know what? We're just going to go ahead and cut that off. And we'll let it take from the wing tanks. Okay, it's doing something very strange here with the power. Okay, it's trying to maintain 290. I don't know what happened there. All we did was turn off the fuel. I mean, the other pumps are running. Yep, and fuel's coming out of them, so I don't know what that was all about. It got all upset. Got itself into a tizzy. All right, we're 5 miles from top of descent, so let's see what happens if we go flight level change mode from here. How long does it take us to get down? Oh. Get in your seats. Hey, better late than never, Programmer Airlines. Brutal turn to final right here. See that? We're going mighty fast. You see how fast that's coming up? This is what I was talking about. I might even extend that speed brake a little bit. I mean, we're 10 miles from the turn. We got to slow down to like 2. Oh, we're supposed to be slowing down anyway because we're below 10,000. Here, we'll do this so everybody can see us speeding. All right, let's get slowed down. Let's get slowed down hardcore. We'll go 210. As soon as we drop below 250, we'll go ahead and engage some flaps. There we go. Again, we can get flaps 5 below 250, so we are sitting pretty. Flaps 25 at 190, so we kind of keep an eye on it until then. But yeah, I think we're doing okay. Let's go ahead and continue a descent down to 4,000 feet. Yeah, we're going to turn on 4-1. And we might as well go into low capture mode. So it's going to maintain here. And it will cut us over. We can go into approach mode on this one. Whoops. There we go. So we can kind of see that, and then over here we can keep an eye on our actual flight plan. We can change the zoom over here. I like to be zoomed in, just there we go, something like that. That's good set. That's good feeling right there. That feels good. Speed brake is armed. Let's set our auto braking to 2 or whatever that level is there, and let's increase our bank angle so we don't go flying past it. All right, coming up on 4,000 feet. Very good. We are getting pretty well set up here. Like I said, it goes fast. Now I'm going to slow us down to 185 so we can get to flaps 25 without any additional trouble here. Putting in more flaps as we go, adding to that drag. And we are doing good. We're doing good. Looks like we've got everything pretty well. Like, here's the glide slope. Here's our localizer. So we're tuned in. We're 17 miles from the airport. So it's going to go fast. This is going to go fast. Okay, what are we sitting at there? All right, so we can get one more notch of flaps before we... Okay, now it's starting to pick it up now. There, watch that localizer. Now at maximum bank angle, I think we're going to be much better, but look, it's still going to fly past it. And so what it does then is it overcorrects, like it goes way to the right. But it's much better than if you're on the not. And it's funny, it didn't complain at us. It didn't give us a bank angle thing. Okay, so somewhere straight ahead is supposed to be our runway. I don't see it yet. I don't see our airport. Where's our airport? Okay, there it is. There it is. Doing good here. Now let's put in flaps 25. Let's get our speed down even more. Get 150, 155. That's fine. We're going to bring it in probably 145. So our localizer's captured, and there's our glide slope button. So we're going to wait until that guy gets a little bit closer, and then we'll slide into approach mode. And from that point on, it's pretty good. I've got the runway in sight, so we're going to go landing gear down. And we'll get these flaps in. Get these flaps in so we have a more nose down attitude. If you look down here, we're slightly off, so you can kind of see it's still autopilot. Okay, whoops, there goes our glide slope pretty close, so let's go ahead and... So now we are in alt hold with glide slope capture. And let's get full flaps. Get slowed down 145. Plane is doing an awesome job for us. Doing an awesome job. There it goes. It's turning us left to get us more lined up with the runway. More lined up. We've captured the glide slope. And so now it's all up to us. We'll wait till we're 1,000 feet off. Notice we didn't get any information. We didn't get any ATIS. Let's check Burke Lakefront. See if we can get an altimeter reading at least. It's like right down here. So it should definitely be something we can pick up. This is awesome.
Burke Lakefront information. Oscar 17.
Sweet.
Arriving runway 24 right. Departing runway 24 right. Weather, wind, light and variable. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 18. Dew point 13. Altimeter 29906. Advise of initial
29906.
Oscar.
Oh, 96. Crap.
Burke Lakefront information. Oscar 17.
Okay.
Pan Zulu. Arriving runway 24 right. Departing runway 24 right. Weather, wind, light and variable. Visibility more than 10 miles.
Okay.
Sky
Good
clear.
there.
Temperature 18. Dew point 13. Altimeter 2.
Altimeter. It's America, okay? We say altimeter. All right, here we go. We're looking like we're pretty well lined up. We got the course right. Again, this is straight from the approach plate in Sky Vector, so this is good. And we'll be cutting that off here in a little bit. We'll cut off the autopilot and fly her down and then cut off the auto throttle. I should assign buttons to all of that stuff so it'll be a little bit easier, but not a problem. Landing altitude's 800, so we're at 1,000 above at 2,800. Or I'm sorry, 1,800. Very nice, very surreal. This is such a cool experience, you know. Every flight sim brings its own magic to the table. All right, I'm gonna fly this baby. Okay, easy does it. No need to start freaking out now. Easy. I have a tendency to get below the glide slope, so without a good reason, frankly. Okay, looks like we're a little bit off to the right here. Bring it. Let's see, now we're above the glide slope. Come on, baby. Come right for me. Good.
Minimums.
All right, drop the power out.
100. Light slope. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers out. Probably cut off that auto throttle a little bit early, but doable. No brakes. All thrust reversers now coming up on 60 knots. We'll cut them out at 60. Okay, let's get our flaps up. Let's reset our speed brakes there, and welcome to Cleveland Hopkins International. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. Come on, baby. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I'm not trying to take off. Just trying to get us off the runway. Get clear of the runway. As you can see, I've had to put 44% N1 in to get the plane rolling. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's like, damn, really? We'll take a look at that landing here in just a second. Okay, let's get these landing lights off. Get our taxi lights on dim. We don't need them to be bright. Well, maybe during the day you need them to be bright. I don't know. Also want to take a second here, and boy, I wish I had an autopilot, or an autopilot, secondary, a co-pilot here, so I could tell him start the APU for us. Okay, APU's firing up. That way we'll have a little bit of bleed air when our air circulation for the cabin as the virtual customers depart. And we are just going to taxi right on into whatever gate we damn well please, because that's the way we roll here at Programmer Airlines. Like and subscribe. Love making these videos. If you've got a flight idea, leave it down in the comments. Let's see, I'm not seeing our normal yellow line. Okay, so there's the yellow line. We're coming over here. This is fine. They shouldn't have all that crap in my way. They should know better. All right, let's do this. Alt-R. Here we go. Don't crash. Oh, sweet. Oh, let's look out. We need to see what we're doing here. Yeah, I pulled that auto throttle out just a little bit too early here. Let's do, we'll do some multiple views of this. I mean, that was honestly a pretty good approach for me. I mean, I have been flying these planes a long time. I should be pretty much perfect, but, I'm a hack, so it is what it is. Yeah, I had to really flare. Oh, that was almost a straight up tail strike right there. Nice, 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 nice. Get those flaps coming up. The speed brakes out. Nice. Now we'll forget this part. Let's take a quick look at that I want to see some of the other views that are available. So let's pause out of this. Let's zoom out. And let's take a look at what's shift 5. Oh, this is a fun view. We'll be able to see the maximum impact. Yeah, I was just a little high when I cut off that auto throttle and reduced the power to nothing. If I was a little closer to the ground, it would have been much better. But yeah, this was too high. So learn from my mistakes. I could have put in a little power too. Boom! Oh man, it is a beast. Oh, this will be a good view. Hold on, pause that. What is that? See, they couldn't even see our brutal landing. I was like, no, we're running out of speed. Pull the nose up. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Little plane spotter view there. Sweet. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. That's not bad. That's not bad. Hold on. Let's go back inside, and then we'll Alt-R. Okay, good. So we're here. We have the parking brake is... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. No auto throttle. No auto throttle. See, coming out of the... Oh, now the reversers are out. Parking brake. Parking brake. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go over to this side of the panel here real quick. We need to get on the APU because we're getting ready to shut off the engines here. Let's see, isolation valve. So we're going to turn the left pack off, right pack off. Well, we don't really need the bleed air. Hopefully this will provide some recirc, but I guess I don't know for sure. Have it set to auto. Anyway, let's kind of make the plane like it was before we got it. And we'll let somebody else worry about the damage from that landing. Although, I mean, there really wasn't much. Really couldn't have been much damage. I mean, yeah, it wasn't a butter landing, but, you know, this is a fairly realistic sim. It'll punish you if you do something wrong. I mean, dramatically wrong anyway. Okay, we could turn those off. Well, let's go ahead now. Let's see. We'll go off. Let's see. Did we go on the APU, right? All right, so we'll go off here and off here. Everything else looking good. Let's kill the fuel. Whoops. See that? If you don't have it fully in view, it won't shut the power down. You can see the engine starting to spool down a little bit. Cut the fuel off. Cut all of our lights off here. Whoops. Okay, our virtual passengers have deplaned. So we're going to shut off the APU now. Doesn't like that one bit, does it? And what's odd is the plane doesn't 100% turn itself off. So that's a little bit strange. But, you know, what are you going to do? It should cut itself off here. But overall, we had a fantastic flight. This was great. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked the flight. What is happening? Shift 4. There we go. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Keep an eye on the channel for more X-Plane and Aerofly and Flight Simulator content. And even some VR stuff here and there. I really appreciate you watching and liking and subscribing and getting the word out so we can get... Oh, just crashed right through my plane. Thank you very much, Mr. Fuel Truck. Yes, I'm parked on that road. So what? Programmer Airlines. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.